welcome back, welcome back. Let's see here. We are continuing our stream of Elden Ring. We have just made it to Round Table Hold, and we're going to go ahead and proceed through the game. I think tonight we're going to start Stormvale. I don't know how far we're going to get. All right.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me. Be sure to tell me if she's a servant to my house. She's been my companion. I've lost count of the number of times I've had to find her like this.
Oh, he says new things.
She's such a little tomboy.
All right. So if you remember last time, we got our broadsword to +5. We have our heater shield. One thing we are going to try to do is speak to Brother Corin here.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the two fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace. You do? Wonderful news. Most tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the two fingers?
Yes, in this particular instance, Flame Sling. And Cure Poison and a proper heal.
May the gold...
Now, we are not going to attune all of that at once. We are instead going to attune Flame Sling, and we're going to replace Assassin's Approach with Heal. Flame Sling gives us a ranged option that we have been missing since kind of getting started here. And with our upgraded endurance, we can now equip our finger seal without losing hold of any of our other things. So there's a lot to explore here in Round Table Hold. I don't think we're going to do that right away. I think instead we're going to go ahead and head back to Stormvale and really start in on that area. No, we're not. Pardon my ADHD. We have some things to discuss, don't we? So there is this coastal area and what appears to be a church out there. We are going to go see about getting down to that coastal area and out to that church for a couple of reasons. Bach and dragon magic. As a matter of fact, I happen to wonder if, with a +5 sword, if we are capable of taking on the Tree Sentinel a little bit earlier than normal. Oh, we do good damage to him. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Oh! He does good damage to us. Very similar to the Knight's Cavalry. Let's see if we can't cheat a little. Oh! Ow. He staggered. Needs attention on me for... Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. horse is fucking me up. Alright, back up, back up, back up, back up. You know what? We have Flame Sling. Give it a shot. Alright. Oh. Oh, man. One more heal. He's dead. Not the worst fight I've ever done with him. And got the Golden Halberd. That could come in handy later, but the Golden Halberd is an example of one of the few real irritations I have with Elden Ring, and it's that the weapons... The game's aesthetics are kind of weird. We talked about the armor in the previous episode. Here, with the weapons, there's a lot of them that just proportionally are very silly looking, and it's irritating to sort of deal with. Alright. So the coast we're after is here to the west. And we want to go get it. The Dragon Church is out that way, you see. And it is there we can offer that heart from the dragon we dealt with early on. Oh yeah, Giant. What's up, buddy? Oof. Oh, fuck. Oh, buddy. Oh. Oh, man. All right. Don't fuck with fate. Woo! Alright. Hey, got my flask back. Drop anything? No? Alright, it's completely fine. Understandable. Have a nice day. Alright. We'll want to upgrade our seal, or pick up a better seal, in pursuit, eventually, of more damage off the Flame Sling. Nice and quick. Alright, so there's a lot down here. Not a lot. There's not a lot down here on the beach. These living octopuses that are not really worth your time unless you have bleed weapons. Bleed weapons tear through them fast enough that maybe it's worth your time to kind of pick away at them and grab some free runes, but for the most part, not a great resource. He said, chasing down demi-humans for the fuck of it. Oh yeah, get mad. Alright, there's the cave you want, but there's a merchant over here who I want to talk to as well.
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
I don't want any trouble either. Sell me your smithing stones, please. Um, armor cookbook and a short bow. And I think that's it. Alright, so let's do some item crafting. We want more pots. And I think we want to hold on and grab more smoldering butterflies and make some fire arrows for later on. Late game fire is not as good. Early game, any extra elemental damage you can pick up tends to be very good against the beasts and other lightly armored creatures you'll be dealing with. You're a light source. Thank you. Oh, hey, it's Buck. Why is he beaten up?
Oh. What are you doing here?
Hanging out.
You must leave this place at once. They'll rush in and beat you to a pulp.
Did they do this to you?
You'll end up just like me.
Oh, they're dead. All of them are dead.
Oh.
Okay, well. Sit tight, Buck. I'm going to go kill all of them. Weak foe ahead. Try target lock. Hey, buddy. If I remember correctly, there is... You don't have the stamina, my man. Oh, hey, free club. There are... Oh! I have some friends for you. I need to get clear. I am making this more complicated than it needs to be. Tailoring tools, sewing needle. All right. So if we head up through this way, I'm not going to talk about that boss fight. That was silly. I made that way more complex than it needed to be. If we talk about this boss fight, or not the boss fight, if we talk about this church coming up. This area gives you early access to a couple of really strong spells with some weird stat requirements that we don't meet yet. And it's going to take a bit for us to meet. But I think we are going to employ some of these in our build. It also is interesting that these affect your character's appearance. If you engage in Dragon Communion too often, your eyes will turn bright yellow, which is interesting. Alright. Yeah, see, notice that we don't have the requirements for any of these. But we do want them. And specifically we want the Dragonfire Communion. Alright. See, there's an animation tied to that, which gives you a little bit of a hint that there's actually something going on here with your character when they do that. It's not just spending runes, you're eating a heart. For a second, I thought that was one of those bombs. There are versions of those little bug balls that blow up. Which is not fun to experience. Alright. So let's head back down through the cave as opposed to just resting at the site of communion. Let's make sure we grab the grace here so that we can come back later if we need to. And then I think there's a grace here. I believe there is one. Yep, there it is. Did we grab it already? We did. Alright. Back down into the cave. I want to use that to go back to where Bach is and give him his sewing needle and sewing kit. After this, there's another boss I want to try and knock out. Alright, let's see here.
Wait. Is that what I think it is? You got it back for me. My sewing needle.
I did.
What made you go and do a thing like that? My mum was a seamstress, and that sewing kit was all I had to remember her by. I always wanted to be just like sweet old mum. Then I suppose I can't just curl up and die, can I? Thank you. You're very kind. I always wanted to be a... Then
No, you cannot. No curling up and dying for you. Alright. With that done, we have now, I think, cleared away the... Oh, wait, no, we got this bridge to deal with. This bridge. Right here. We want to be nighttime. One second. All right. So the Knights Cavalry, and you remember the one we fought before, and is an interesting sort of. They're certainly interesting lore-wise because the implication is that they were the. I don't know if they would call them pallbearers, but certainly the involved somehow in Godric's Godwin's funeral. All right, we need to very quickly kill these guys. All right, now. Oh, I don't know why I wasn't guarding that. Might have hit behind me. Clipped my ear, so to speak. Might be wondering why I'm not doing this with my horse. I can't tell you how many times I've done this boss on the horse and just gone straight over the bridge. Oof! Alright, keeps catching me with that combo. The horse will drop. I'll try to sneak an opening in and he'll shoulder bash me. Come on. Well, I couldn't get the stab in. I never know where to stand with that. Alright. Repeating thrust. Decent Ash of War. Oh, you're really after there with the runes. Although this guy does exemplify a fun problem in that was a very, I won't call it difficult boss fight, especially not with our kind of broken broadsword here, but that was an extremely underwhelming reward for what was an otherwise pretty cool boss fight. This is the problem with the open world concept. That kind of eats a little bit at the sense of progression. So many of the rewards in Elden Ring are not great, right? Have I gotten that? I have gotten it already. So many of the awards in Elden Ring are not great. In terms of they're extremely situational for particular builds, or they just don't make as much of an impact. Killing a boss doesn't make this huge crucial impact because there's so many bosses, so many there's the stab. Oh, we have another. Okay, yeah. I keep hoping I'll get streamer's luck and get them to drop one of their straight swords. Oh well. Oh, he's mad. Oh! Hey, I got the helm. Alright. with no further ado. Oh, we're in combat. Can't get my map. There we go. Let's head over to Stormvale. All right. I'm probably carrying enough spare runes to get me to a point where I can get a level. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna... Okay. Yeah, we got enough for one level. Strength is at 20, endurance is at... oh, we need that for the Claymore. Alright. We're going to push endurance to 20 next, now that we have what we need for the Claymore. Note that the Claymore will put us in heavy load, so we can't really equip it right now, but... note the Claymore has slightly more attack power than our broadsword. However, it is much, much slower. So, Stormvale is a legacy dungeon. It is where Elden Ring sort of gets out of its own way and really pushes the same kind of level design that we've seen in previous Souls games, where it is a concentrated area full of stuff to do and a very decided sense of progression and power compared to the rest of the open world, where it's kind of all over the place, right? Here, let's continue making progress.
Come over here, would you? You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected.
Sure.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
Interesting ornament around his neck. I just noticed this. This will come up as we're going through this dungeon. Probably not in this episode, but this is interesting to me. The two eyes, the kind of branch or wooden-like texture, and what appears to be kind of, if you look at it right, a pair of nostrils toward the sort of upper middle of the stalk. It's very interesting, given what we're about to see later on in the dungeon. I don't know if that's on purpose. I don't know if I'm chasing shadows here, but... Right. Pressing on. This will probably be a pretty hurried run-through of this dungeon without really doing super thorough pass-throughs. So, just fair warning, this is not going to be the, you know... the comprehensive Stormvale walkthrough. Again, I don't think you're here for that. I think those of you who are watching this are here to, because, you know, conversation with me and hanging out with me while I play this game. Probably not the safest way to do that, but does the job. Can't remember if there's a bird over here. 10 bolts for a crossbow. Our ranged attacks will come in handy for a particular area later on. you can already see these birds are kind of a problem for our swordsmanship. Still got one more. Oh. The swoosh is that big sweeping one that does not leave the kind of opening you might think it does. 3 smithing stone ones. All right. Fuel for the seal. Okay. We are proceeding apace. There is another site of grace right here. We're going to rest it at. Again, I'm trying to keep these sessions to around an hour per. So, going to make what progress we can and then call it there. Marred leather shield. Oh, I was not expecting to notice that our +5 broadsword two-shots those guys. A big point of damage for me in these games is being able to sort of count how many hits, how many average R1s or R2s, you know, heavy attacks does it take to get through an enemy? What infinite resources do I have that can quickly dismantle basic enemies? In particular, that's important in Elden Ring because you run into so many mobs. You will end up in positions where you are fighting multiple enemies at once and being able to quickly dismantle them rather than having to spend a lot of time on each one. Every instance that you have where you are spending less time on an enemy makes you safer. Which sounds like simple, you know, basics, but you don't always think about that, right? All right. St. Trina's arrow. Quickly, there's a buddy coming down. Yep. Hi. Something else up there. I don't quite remember how to get to it. Golden rune. And glass shard. Excellent. Three smoldering butterflies. It's more fire pots. Remember, those scale off of strength. That's something that I don't think everybody knows. I certainly didn't know. These pot items scale. They stay relevant pretty much through the entire game if you know what you're doing with them. Did you hear that sort of hissing laugh? That was Gostok. He traps you in a room where if you had managed to bust your way past Margit, kind of quotation marks, on time, and this is your first full dungeon experience, it's entirely possible that you end up in here with an enemy you are not prepared for. And then you die, you come back, you grab your souls, and you like, wait, hang on. Where are the rest of my souls? Because you don't pick up everything you lost. Is that a mechanic? Is that something that Elden Ring is doing now, where it's penalizing you for each time you die? You're not picking up the full amount of souls. But remember, Gostock laughed before he closed that door. Something that got me, because I wasn't aware this was a mechanic when the first time I went through this dungeon. Gostock follows you. The reason he wants you to take this path is that he keeps up with you as you go through. And as he keeps up with you, as he continues to kind of stalk you through this area, every time you die, he takes a portion of your runes. Every single time. Alright, hang on. I cannot recall. I think it's this way? Yes. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, he still had his shield up. Mushroom. I like the Exile's armor set. I'm hoping I can pick it up eventually. Brick hammer. Aha! Alright. Let us go back through this way. And proceed down this route. I do not recall how to get that. I think you have to drop down to it from somewhere else. Yeah, that's from above. You can't get to there right now. As far as I know. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Oh, nope. Fucked that up, pal. You had one shot. Mushrooms. So you'll notice the castle is rotting through, right? This whole place is covered in vines and plants. But the biggest thing are the gaping holes in the walls, surrounded and kind of accentuated by thorns. Wary of dung and no precious item ahead. Alright. Got a banished knight ahead of us, the Elden Ring equivalent of the Black Knights. You might say, oh, the Crucible Knights are the equivalent of the Black Knights. No, the Crucible Knights are all bosses. These guys are strong, stamina destroying, AoE having, knightly characters with more HP than the average enemy in the area. They're Black Knights. Crucible Knights are their own thing. Go top off an HP. Alright. Getting some strange lag issues. Hang on. Let's grab this Grace. About 20 minutes left in the stream. I believe I have enough for another level. Let's begin pumping that endurance. We want to get to a point where we can equip the Claymore and the Broadsword without losing access to either. And not fat rolling. Drawstring Fire Grease, the equivalent of that of the quick resins in Dark Souls 3. Oh, yeah. Guy behind me with a crossbow. Alright. Lots of ranged options that I'm picking up. It always is important to keep those in mind, I think. This melee only stuff is for the birds. Oh. And I'm fucked. We are fucked. Oh. Yep. I got stuck on something. I couldn't keep backing away. Oh well. Happens to the best of us. Alright. We want to continue back out. We want to press on through this path first because it's going to lead us somewhere important. Rather than trying to press on downward. But notice I died with I think roughly over 1,000 souls. We're going to pick up less. Because in this area, as long as Gostok is alive, he will steal runes from you for every part, or every time you die without, every time you pick up your souls. No. Alright. Yep. It's not a little amount either. It's like 15-20%. So if you happen to die with a lot of runes in here, you know, there's a significant chance you might want to kill Gostok to get them back. Alright. That area is clear. We're going to have a couple of proceedings this way. Okay. Around here. Onto here. This way. Smithing stone times 2. All right. So will these guys. It's the hood I want mainly, and the chest piece. I think those look cool. There's an extremely tough enemy up here, if I recall correctly. Look at that shot of the Erd tree. Look how bright it is. Oh, there's not an enemy up here. I was wrong. Now, over here is a big bird. That can be difficult to hit. And you don't want to let him get his flame combo off. Warhawk's Talon. What is that? Huh. I don't think I've ever picked that up before. There's that streamer luck. Gesture. All right. Continuing on. Let's get our throwing knives out. I want him dead. Thank you. It's an entire route this way that has a good amount of gear on it, and it merits exploration. Alright. So this is a trap up here. Because he has a buddy. Just behind that rampart. Nice and easy. No point in being fancy about it. No point in being difficult. Go up. I always thought that armor, like, their helmet was really cool with the hood. Got his ass. I like trying to kill that guy once or twice to see if I can get his stuff. Typically, it won't drop. Festering bloody finger. As we proceed down this way, there are some more items and the chance to kind of handle early on some issues with enemies as you normally proceed through this area in the opposite direction. Notice that I can spirit summon here. HP, please. There we go. More smithing stone 2s. Excellent. Another smithing stone 1. Again, these items are... make this route worth doing, even if it does take some time. You can blitz through Stormvale very quickly and miss some really cool stuff. These legacy dungeons, all of them, except for maybe Radahn's castle, are packed to the brim with secrets and weird shit to find. Some of which has lore. There's the hood. Now if I can just get the chest piece. Really? I can't believe I missed that. Hey, there's the chest piece. Streamer luck. Another smithing stone. All right. See what I mean about mobs? Imagine if these guys took 3-hit skill instead of 2. Imagine how painful that would be. Alright, I believe we have enough to make some more fire pots. What you're going to want. I want a resin. This big boy. Wasted 2 of them. Excellent. Oh, don't do that. Heal up. Oh, don't get cocky. Somber Smithing Stone, Beast Blood, and Old Fang. And there's a grace here that can be very useful. I'll be heading back this way post Godric. Alright. So actually I can rest here and get some of my stuff back. Then we're going to go back to the Rampart Tower because that other route back the normal way is not fun for anybody. So instead, we are going to... You tag them early, they drop their barrels. They also have a hard time getting to you if you're like slightly above where they start, if that makes sense. He's gonna throw his barrel. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna move that seal. There we go. There's another guy around here. Throws a barrel and a bunch of stuff blows up. Alright. We have a fair bit of smithing stones. I think I'm going to press on to the next grace, and then we are going to head back. Those are useful. Bleed is extremely useful in this game. Hey, it's our buddy.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind. I see. Here to challenge Godric and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
These battle skills are interesting. We're going to buy all of them.
The battle art you've learned is of the Glintstone family. They were conceived at the Great Academy of Rea Lucaria, to the north of this castle. In the past, they obeyed laws which contravened the Golden Order, or so I'm told. Fascinating, isn't it? That the Golden Order was pliable enough to absorb practices that contradicted itself in the past. With the Order broken, twisted, and in need of repair, such adaptability is more important now than ever.
You can see where my confusion regarding the Golden Order comes from. What does that mean? Why is it the way that it is? Pair of commoners in here. Often you don't want to leave those guys hanging around. It's not clear which ones are gonna grab you and which ones aren't. Let's see if we can firebomb this fella. Yep. Hi, pal. Notice he doesn't have the red hood, nor did he seem to have access to that fire attack. Interesting, isn't it? Golden Rune 2. So, you remember how I said that those fire pots and those kukris were important, right? Look down there. You have a friend. And it's a friend that I want to kill. He can't get us from up here, and he is largely helpless from this distance. But we need to get to a platform where there's not a guard. Excellent. let's see if we can close out the stream on killing one of those grafted scions. Oh, I got the greaves, the helmet, I don't think I have the gauntlets. Probably entirely unnecessary to take him on this way, but I kind of want to prove to myself I can do it without cheesing him. Do not stand next to him that scream. It will inflict enough damage to kill you outright. I think I've got him. I did it. I am fairly certain that is the first time there's a... Oh my god. Godric, Godwin... I don't remember. I've completely forgotten names. That's what I get for playing when it's late. I think this might be one of my favorite little areas in the game. Look at the atmosphere and the statue pouring out over the... It's just a little site, just a little corner, but the atmosphere in it is immense, in my opinion. Papa Stone Sword key. Back. Hawk Crest wooden shield. Commoner by the fire. It's not... Beneath us, there is something else. Something to discover. On our next episode, I think. We're going to press on a little bit further. There's a shortcut. Want that. All right. We're gonna pop this. Hey, there's the gauntlets. Not a great start to this little encounter, is it? Alright. I think the intelligent thing to do here is to double back and head back to that shortcut. We're gonna go downstairs and kill these rats, assuming they don't kill me first. Oh, I'm out of stone sword keys. This appears to be a food storage. There's an awful moment. I had an awful moment when I came down here where I thought this might be where they're keeping parts for Godric to craft. Godfrey. That's the big guy's name. Okay. Whoop. Hey, a pipe. Oh! Woo! Yeah, we're not in any position to take on that omen by any stretch of the imagination. So we're not gonna. We're gonna press on. We're gonna head back to the shortcut and open that up. Well, hang on. We can go around here, grab that item, and then open that shortcut up, and then that's where we're gonna stop for the evening, I think. All right. The shortcut room is this way. That brings us to the site of grace. You need to pump that endurance. Note that with that sewing kit, we can now alter our stuff. Everyone, thank you again for hanging out with me this evening. Those of you who showed up for the stream, And thank you again to those of you who are watching on YouTube. I greatly appreciate you joining me for this playthrough, letting me kind of talk through the game. I think going through it and sort of sharing my thoughts as I go is helping me kind of appreciate the pace and a lot more of the atmosphere than I did my first time through. So I certainly appreciate you joining me on this little journey, and I hope to see you next time. See you when I see you.